Number 10. Dakshineswar Kali Temple. It is a Hindu Navratna temple located at Dakshineswar, Kolkata, West Bengal, India. Situated on the eastern bank of the Hooghly River, the presiding deity of the temple is Bhavtarini, a form of Parashakti Adya Kali, otherwise known as Adishakti Kalika. The temple was founded around the middle of the 19th century by Rani Rashmoni, who was a Mahishya by caste and was well known for her philanthropic activities. The temple compound, apart from the nine-spired main temple, contains a large courtyard surrounding the temple, with rooms along the boundary walls. There are 12 shrines dedicated to Shiva, Kali's consort, along the riverfront, a temple to Radhakrishna, a bathing ghat on the river, a shrine dedicated to Rani Rashmoni. Nahabat, the chamber in the northwestern corner just beyond the last of the Shiva temples, is where Ramakrishna and Ma Sarada spent a considerable part of their lives. Number 9. Arunachaleswara Temple. The temple, also called Annamlaya Temple, is a Hindu temple dedicated to the deity Shiva, located at the base of Arunachala Hill in the town of Thiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu, India. It is significant to the Hindu sect of Shaivism as one of the temples associated with the 5 elements, the Panchabhuta Stalas, and specifically the element of fire or Agni. The temple complex covers 10 hectares and is one of the largest in India. It houses 4 gateway towers known as Gopurams. The tallest is the eastern tower, with 11 stories and a height of 66 meters, 217 feet, making it one of the tallest temple towers in India built by Sevappa Nayakar, Nayakar dynasty. The temple has numerous shrines, with those of Arunachaleswara and Unnamlai Amman being the most prominent. The temple complex houses many halls. The most notable is the 1,000-pillared hall built during the Vijayanagar period. The temple is situated at the bottom of the Arunachala Hills and faces east, lying over 25 acres. Number 8. Brihadishwara Temple. Originally known as Peruvudayar Kovil and locally known as Thanjai Periya Kovil and also called Rajarajeswaram, the temple is a Hindu Dravidian-styled monument dedicated to the god Shiva located in south bank of Kaveri River in Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu, India. It is one of the largest Hindu temples and an exemplary example of a fully realized Tamil architecture. The original monuments of this 11th century temple were built around a moat. It included Gopura, the main temple, its massive tower, inscriptions, frescoes, and sculptures predominantly related to Shaivism, but also of Vaishnavism and Shaktism traditions of Hinduism. The temple was damaged in its history, and some artwork is now missing. Additional mandapam and monuments were added in the centuries that followed. The temple now stands amidst fortified walls that were added after the 16th century. Number 7. Prambanan Trimurti Temple. Prambanan is a 9th century Hindu temple compound in special region of Yogyakarta, Indonesia, dedicated to the Trimurti, the expression of God as the creator, Brahma, the preserver, Vishnu, and the destroyer, Shiva. The temple compound is located approximately 17 kilometers northeast of the city of Yogyakarta on the boundary between Central Java and Yogyakarta provinces. The temple compound, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is the largest Hindu temple site in Indonesia and the second largest in Southeast Asia after Angkor Wat. It is characterized by its tall and pointed architecture, typical of Hindu architecture, and by the towering 47-meter-high, 154 feet, central building inside a large complex of individual temples. Prambanan temple compounds originally consists of 240 temple structures, which represents the grandeur of ancient Java's Hindu art and architecture, also considered as a masterpiece of the classical period in Indonesia. Prambanan attracts many visitors from around the world. Number 6. Thillai Nataraja Temple. Thillai Nataraja Temple, also referred as the Chidambaram Nataraja Temple, is a Hindu temple dedicated to Nataraja, form of Shiva as the Lord of Dance. This temple is located in Chidambaram, Tamil Nadu, India. This temple has ancient roots, and a Shiva shrine existed at the site when the town was known as Thillai. The present temple was built in the 10th century, when Chidambaram was the capital of the Chola dynasty, making it one of the oldest surviving active temple complexes in South India. After its 10th century consecration by the Cholas, who considered Nataraja as their family deity, the temple has been damaged, repaired, renovated and expanded through the second millennium. A unique feature of this temple is the bejeweled image of Lord Nataraja as the main deity. It depicts Lord Shiva as the master of Puttubharatanatyam and is one of the few temples where Lord Shiva is represented by an anthropomorphic murti rather than the classic, aniconic lingam. Number 5. Belur Math. Belur Math is the headquarters of the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, founded by Swami Vivekananda, the chief disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. It is located on the west bank of Hooghly River, Belur, West Bengal, India and is one of the significant institutions in Havda and Kolkata. The 40-acre campus of the Belur Math on the banks of the Hooghly includes temples dedicated to Ramakrishna, Sarada Devi and Swami Vivekananda, in which their relics are enshrined, and the main monastery of the Ramakrishna order. The campus also houses a museum containing articles connected with the history of Ramakrishna Math and Mission. Several educational institutions affiliated with the Ramakrishna Mission are situated in the vast campus adjacent to Belur Math. Number 4. Swaminarayan Akshardham. It is a Hindu temple and spiritual cultural campus in Delhi, India. Also referred to as Akshardham Temple or Akshardham Delhi, the complex displays millennia of traditional and modern Hindu culture, spirituality, and architecture. Inspired by Yogiji Maharaj and created by Pramukh Swami Maharaj, it was constructed by BAPS. The complex features an Abhishek Mandap, Sahaj Anand water show, a thematic garden and 3 exhibitions namely Sahajanand Darshan, Hall of Values, Neelkanth Darshan, an IMAX film on the early life of Swaminarayan as the teenage yogi, Neelkanth, and Sanskriti Darshan, cultural boat ride. According to Swaminarayan Hinduism, the word Akshardham means the abode of Swaminarayan and believed by followers as a temporal home of God on earth. Number 3. Sri Ranganathaswamy Temple. It is a Hindu temple dedicated to Ranganatha, Mahavishnu, located in Srirangam, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu, India. It is the most illustrious Vaishnav temples in South India, rich in legend and history. The temple has played an important role in Vaishnavism history starting with the 11th century career of Ramanuj and his predecessors Nath Muni and Yamunacharya in Srirangam. The temple was looted and destroyed by the Delhi Sultanate armies in a broad plunder raid on various cities of the Pandyan kingdom in early 14th century. The temple was rebuilt in late 14th century, the site fortified and expanded with many more gopurams in the 16th and 17th centuries. Numerous inscriptions suggest that this Hindu temple served not only as a spiritual center, but also a major economic and charitable institution that operated education and hospital facilities, ran a free kitchen, and financed regional infrastructure projects from the gifts and donations it received. Number 2. Pashupatinath Temple. Pashupatinath Temple, Kathmandu, is located on the east side of the city, close to Bodhanath Stupa and the Tribhuvan International Airport. The Hindu temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. This temple was classified as a World Heritage Site in 1979. This extensive Hindu temple precinct is a sprawling collection of temples, ashrams, images and inscriptions raised over the centuries along the banks of the sacred Bagmati River, and is one of 7 monument groups in UNESCO's designation of Kathmandu Valley. The exact date of the temple's construction is uncertain, but the current form of the temple was constructed in 1692 CE. Over time, many more temples have been erected around the 2-storied temple, including the Vaishnav temple complex with a Rama temple from the 14th century and the Guheshwari temple mentioned in an 11th century manuscript. It is not known for certain when Pashuptinath temple was built. But according to Nepal Mahatmya and Himvatkhanda, the deity here gained great fame there as Pashupti. Pashuptinath temple's existence is recorded as early as 400 CE. Finally, number 1 is Angkor Wat. The literal meaning of Angkor Wat is temple city. In the early 12th century, the Khmer Emperor King Suryavarman built this temple and dedicated to the supreme god Vishnu. It took nearly 27 years to build this huge ancient structural masterpiece. Angkor Wat is the prime example of the classical style of Khmer architecture, the Angkor Wat style, to which it has given its name. By the 12th century, Khmer architects had become skilled and confident in the use of sandstone rather than brick or laterite as the main building material. Most of the visible areas are of sandstone blocks, while laterite was used for the outer wall and for hidden structural parts. The inner walls of the outer gallery bear a series of large-scale scenes mainly depicting episodes from the Hindu epics the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. On the southern gallery follow the only historical scene, a procession of Suryavarman II, then the 32 hells and 37 heavens of Hinduism.